Chuck Schumer couldn't answer this basic question. Take a look.
First of all, is it a good thing that we're degrading Iran's military infrastructure?
During an appearance on Morning Joe, Schumer tried to talk his way around a simple question. But Joe wouldn't let it slide and delivered a line for the ages.
Why don't we talk about the Yankees? Because you're not following me here.
I am
with all due
following you.
respect.
I just don't agree with you.
No, what?
And today, we're covering it all. So if you believe truth isn't partisan, hit the subscribe button and let's jump right into it.
First of all, is it a good thing that we're degrading Iran's military infrastructure?
Well, the bottom line, here's what really burns me about Iran. Any first-term plebe in West Point studying Iran, they would have said the first thing you better do is secure the Strait of Hormuz if you're going to go to war with Iran. And from what I've been told, some of the generals said that to the Trump. He said, oh, don't worry, I know they won't block it. Well, of course they did, and now our prices are through the roof, the world economy is in chaos, etc. And so we're now so deep, and Iran sees that they have real leverage here, right, that it's harder and harder.
All right, so Senator,
here's how we ought to get out.
No, hold on a second. Okay. You got to answer my question first.
Yeah.
Is it a good thing that Iran, and I think you would agree with me, epicenter of terrorism in the world since 1979, is it good that their military infrastructure is being degraded to the degree that it is? Yes or no?
You can't, because it's a premature question. What is going to happen in the next several months?
That's just Schumer trying to move the goalpost instead of answering a simple question. And this has been a pattern on the Democratic side, as they've avoided giving a clear answer, mainly because the progressive wing is strongly opposed to this operation. For instance, Jayapal claimed Iran is, quote, a much, much bigger war with no imminent threat. And Ro Khanna argued, quote, there were many other ways to prevent Iran from developing a nuclear weapon, adding, the history of regime change has not worked. So the party's leadership ended up being stuck in a balancing act, trying to keep both moderates and progressives satisfied while waiting to see how things played out. But Joe wouldn't take that for a response, and he kept pressing for a straight answer.
You have the military side, you have the political side. I'm simply asking on the military side, is it good, regardless of whether we agree with going in or not, is it good that Iran's military infrastructure has been seriously degraded?
And again, I have to tell you, Joe, first, you can't, what's going to happen 3 months from now? Is it worth it? What's going to happen? Will the world economy collapse? Will something happen even worse? Will the whole energy infrastructure of the world go up in smoke? So you have to, when they do it without planning, they do it without understanding where they're going.
Senator.
Where they're going,
but
I don't think it's fair.
It's a trick question.
No, it's not. Yes, it is.
If you do not strategize the consequences of the action, the military action, if you obliterate and do all these things, but you don't actually play it out in your minds and have strategy for the consequences, then it may not be good.
Let me answer the question for everybody in America. The answer, yes. It's good that the terrorist regime, their military has been, and capabilities have been degraded radically.
At first glance, you'd think this wasn't MSNBC at all, since Democrats rarely get real pushback on that network. And it's definitely not a trick question. It's pretty straightforward. And everything unfolding in the Middle East is the perfect proof of it. You see, when Iran was hit a month ago, they immediately retaliated by firing more missiles and drones towards multiple Arab countries in the region, compared to U.S. bases or even their sworn enemy, Israel. They also attempted to target Diego Garcia, which sits far beyond any of their dedicated missile ranges. And if we apply the same reach towards Europe, it can get as far as the UK. That alone shows how serious their capabilities are. But instead of addressing that reality, Schumer kept going on different tangents until Joe stepped in and delivered a line that put Chuck in a tough spot.
In all due respect, if you ask the American people, if you have the choice of degrading the military structure in Iran, but having gasoline be $6 a gallon and our economy falling into a deep recession where millions lose their job, what do you think Americans
Senator, you're not
would
listening
say?
to me. That's the political side.
No, it's not political.
Okay.
It's a consequence, just like Mika said.
All right, why don't we talk about the Yankees, because you're not following me here.
I am
with all due respect.
I just don't agree with you.
No, what you don't understand me. There's a big difference. I would say that most Americans would say it's a good thing that it's degraded. Would they agree that we should have gone to war, Mike? I think most Americans, you look at the polls, they don't want this war.
Okay.
They don't want this war. But there is, it's something that I think the Democrats should be, I think it's something, with all due respect, Democrats should be clear about. Iran has tried to kill Americans since 1979.
Okay.
Two things, hold on. Two things can be true at once. It can be good that Iran's killing machine has been degraded. At the same time, the consequences may outweigh the good that come from that.
Okay,
it's okay
look,
to say that.
That's exactly it. But the Democratic leadership seems to be playing this cautiously, staying intentionally vague while waiting to see how things unfold. If the situation turns into a failure or a stalemate, it gives them something that they can campaign on heading into the midterms and even the next presidential race. And history shows how effective this angle played with the voters. Iraq and Libya were key talking points for Trump in 2016. And then he relied heavily on the botched withdrawal from Afghanistan in 2024. So, from the Democratic perspective, there's a real incentive to keep their stance unclear. But eventually, Schumer started to pick up on where Joe was going with this, and he shifted his tone slightly to appeal to moderates. Take a look.
The fact that the leader Khamenei is gone, no one regrets that. The fact that Iran has less ability to create military trouble is no one disputes that. But you have to look, I don't think it's political, to be very honest with you. It's the consequences, the military, the geopolitical, the economic consequences.
I'm saying geopolitical.
You got to let me finish.
You just said what I was saying. The geopolitical consequences.
Right. It's not just the economic consequences.
Right.
Again, let me ask the question again. If you ask the American people, and you had the package together, because we don't know how bad it's going to get, but we know it's pretty bad now. I think most of them would have said, no, we shouldn't have gone to war. And by the way,
most of them have said that.
We shouldn't have gone to war.
Right.
And I'll tell you this, if they would have done it right, if they would have voted, if the Republicans would have voted with us on the War Powers Act, all these questions would have been asked ahead of time.
Right.
The issue with politicians like Schumer, who've been in office for as long as anyone remembers, is that their own record eventually comes back to haunt them. Back in 2011, when Obama launched the Libya operation, Schumer supported it. Now, to be fair, he did say there should be no boots on the ground. But Chuck never raised concerns about the War Powers Act or congressional approval. Now, that shoe is on the other foot. He's insisting everything must go through Congress. The bottom line is simple. You can support or oppose the current operation against Iran. And with each passing day, there's a growing possibility it could turn into something much bigger. But having some consistency would go a long way.